Thank you. How cool is this? Can I get somebody to take a fork and tap a wine glass to see if it makes these people kiss? Let's see if that happens. Does that still happen? All right, that worked. And can I just get a check? Is my hair perfect? It's still perfect. Okay, good. I'm not putting the greasy kid stuff in there. I'm just not doing it. Oh gosh, where to start? But what I really want to say is, you have no idea how happy Sadie and I are to welcome you here tonight. I said everybody. Yeah, everybody.
I'm sorry.
Everybody. We've been looking forward to this evening for
30 years. 30 years.
At least. And when you
I'll tell you a little story. Well, when Dan was a couple of years old, Rob said, "You know what? We have 3 healthy kids. It's great. I think we need to call it a day." And I can tell you exactly where I was, and I just said, "Rob Pariseau, look me square in the eye and tell me you're absolutely fine never walking a daughter down the aisle." And he goes, "Okay, we'll try again."
Now, Sadie, I know you hate hearing this, but you were right.
Happens occasionally.
And I promised to keep this short, but I do have to add a little something here, because I was talking to Maddie and Katie last night, and they asked me for marriage advice. And I gave them some marriage advice, and they said, "Oh, you really should share that tomorrow." So, and they said that there's probably a whole generation of young people that don't know this, but we've been married for 40 years. And actually 41. And the way it works in our marriage is I make all the big decisions, and she makes all the small decisions. And she decides which ones are big and which ones are small. And Sadie, what do these 40 years seem like for you?
5 minutes underwater.
Now, in the Pariseau family, if you've heard it once, do this. If you've heard it 10 times, do this. Okay, Dan. You just, it's amazing to think about. 5 weeks ago, the water was this deep right here. So we really didn't know where or when this event would take place. And that's why it's just amazing to us that we're here. So a lot of people to thank. I think I'll start with Scott Fairbairn, who's the general manager here. I'm not sure if he's here. I mean,
he's probably not, because
there he is. He's in the back there. He made all this happen. He and his team. And they just got electricity back here 3 weeks ago. So it's really hard to do a renovation with no electricity. Who else, Sadie?
Teresa and Nicole, our wedding planners. That we, many days, hit a wall. For instance, when they called 2 weeks ago and said, "Sorry, can't use the ballroom," and we got on the phone, boom, a few hours we were here. We had a whole new plan before we even told Emily and Peter there was no ballroom. But they just have done a phenomenal job. I don't know how people do it without them. Hats off to you if you do. But they were the best.
How about Aunt Sally?
Oh, and Thursday night, we had so much fun with Aunt Sally and Atul at the Edge at the Epicurean. And thank you all so much for that. It was just such a great way for, the immediate families got to know each other before, we were all together like this. Yep.
And a super big thank you to Heidi and Russ Cood, who had the rehearsal party last night at the Newman Cigar Factory, which was fun and different and very cool. And I know everybody had a great time, so thank you so much. But what I really want to thank you two for is for raising such a fine young man. Peter, Emily's brothers and mother and I love you. We welcome you, and I don't use that word lightly. We welcome you to the family. We think you'll be a great addition to our crew, and we're all confident that you are going to protect our Emily. And I also want to thank Sadie, Emily, and Peter for making this whole wedding thing so smooth. I mean, you hear nightmares about wedding planning. I never heard, despite 2 major hurricanes, I never heard any negative words. We never had a disagreement. It was unbelievable. And Peter, I got to commend you because you sort of walked the line between like acting like you care too much or not at all. And you did a whole lot better than I did back in 1983.
Very true.
Oh yeah. So the everybody's saying, "Have you cried, Rob?" And I haven't cried yet, but this could be the one. Emily, we all knew you would be just a pleasure to work with in this process. You've been a pleasure since you were born. Emily was the easiest kid to raise. She was like the no drama girl. You guys who know her, no drama, mostly just fun and love. And just a short story. When she was 12, she came to Sadie and me and she said, I'm going to be a teenager soon, and teenage girls rebel. And she was very matter of fact about it, like it's not your fault, nothing you can do about it, but just be prepared. And Sadie and I were like, oh, maybe she will, maybe she won't, but whatever. So then fast forward a few years, and she's a senior in high school, and we were on a road trip someplace, and Emily says to me, Dad, I don't want to go to college. And I'm like, well, Em, you need to go to college. And she said, yeah, I'm going to go, but I don't really want to go. She said, I love my school, I love my friends, I love my family, I love my life. That does not sound like rebellion, right? So, Em, I just got to tell you, and I know you know this, but your brothers, their wives, their kids, your mother, and I love you with all of our hearts. We thank you so much for all the joy that you've brought to us. And we are so proud of the accomplished, remarkable, beautiful, loving young woman that you've become. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so just allow me one more thing before the toast. I am a huge fan of Dr. Jordan Peterson. I don't know if you've heard of him. A Canadian psychologist and author. And somebody asked him recently, how do you discover when you've met the right person, the person that you spend the rest of your life with? How do you discover that? And Dr. Peterson said, you don't discover it, you decide it. You decide this person has the character, the values, the dreams, the ambitions, the sense of humor, the attributes that are most important to you. You decide. And I'm telling you too, on what I think is the biggest decision in your life, you have nailed this decision. What? No, I got one more. Oh, do you want the toast?
We love you guys.
Can I do? Yeah. Okay. All right. So now for the toast.
I was a little one.
And if you know me, you probably know what the toast is already because we do it all the time. But it's never been more appropriate than right here tonight. It's by Oscar Wilde, and it goes. And we're all going to do it together. And it goes like this. It's on with the dance. Let joy be unconfined. Okay. So we're going to do on with the dance. Let joy be unconfined. On 3, everybody. And we're going to do it till we get it right. All right, so 1, 2, 3.
On with the dance.
I think we could do a little better. A little better. So one more time. 1, 2, 3. On with the dance. Let joy be unconfined. Thank you. Wonderful. Do you want to?
I have a quick little game that I want to play. There are so many people in this room that have been married a long time, and people, have these ties, and you all know that, like Dad and I have had 41 mostly good years, and I just want you to see how many people make it. So I'd like to see if everybody married would stand up. Yeah. Okay. If you've been married less than a year, sit down. If you've been married If you've been married less than 5 years, sit down. If you've been married less than 10 years, sit down. If you've been married less than 20 years, sit down. If you've been married less than 30 years, sit down. If you've been married less than 40 years, sit down. We're doing pretty well.
Some people still up.
Yeah.
Look at this.
If you've been married less than 50 years, sit down.
Who's left?
How about 62 years? So I think Mike and Mary Kay win.
Thank you, everybody.